Assalamu alaikum, brothers and sisters. Imam Mahdi arrival signs already started. Yes, a lot of people do not believe it, but I will explain to you in a second more. But before I do that, I want you to consider subscribing to this channel because we talk about Imam Mahdi a lot. In fact, this is our main topic. Talk about Dajjal, Yajuj and Ma'juj, end of time, Qiyamah. So if you are interested in these topics, consider subscribing. So what are these signs? We know a lot of them, but today I will mention one specific sign. But before I do that, I want to play this video to you so that you can see for yourself, and I will make a few comments. But before I do that, what I should do is I should tell you a few things before I mention the sign. Okay, Israel is called the startup nation on earth. They are the pioneer in terms of starting up a new business, venture, whatever. Global Center of Technology, according to culturetrip.com, they are the center of all technology. Global culture of technology, that's how they're called. 2,000 startups founded in the past decades, and they have 3,000 small or medium-sized startup. In other words, Israel has a lot of business, a lot of things going on. We also know Israel is the only country in the world that has used missile defense system in times of war. It's a huge thing for Israel. IDF, their defense force, is unique amongst all militaries in the world due to its regulated conscription of women since its formation. Israel is the only country that has nuclear weapon which is not being put under sanction. A lot of countries have nuclear weapon, but Israel is the only country that did not put any sanction on them because Israel is supposed to be not having nuclear weapon. They got away with it, in other words. Let's take a listen at this video of Imran Hussein. He explained a few things, and then I will mention to you the main point of this video and how the arrival, the signs have already started. So let's take a listen, inshallah, and then we can make a few more comments at the same time.
The Prophet alayhi salatu wasalam is talking with his companion Muaz ibn Jabal radiyallahu ta'ala anhu.
Okay.
And the hadith is recorded in the Sunan of Abi Dawood. And he says, sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wa sallam, Umranu Bayt al-Maqdis kharabu Yathrib.
Okay, so let's take a pause first before I play the rest of the video. What he is referring to is a hadith that I mentioned in the past. I would mention it again, which is that the state of Israel or the state of Baitul Maqdis will be such that it will prosper. So much so, when Rasulullah SAW said it will prosper, he didn't mean they will have high-rise buildings only, or they will be able to have employment for everyone. He did not mean that they will only be able to do certain things or do so much. When he mentioned the hadith, he meant it is something that the whole world will take notice, and that's what the hadith was referring to, that you will see how Baitul Maqdis, the state of Israel we call right now, would flourish, will become so prosperous. Let's take a listen.
Kharabu Yathrib khurujul malhama. Khurujul malhama fathul Constantiniya. Fathul Constantiniya.
Okay.
Khurujul Dajjal.
Okay, so another thing that we find which is in contrast to Baitul Maqdis, which is Israel, Jerusalem, is a city that the Prophet ﷺ himself compared, and that city is Medina. Medina is going down, is tanking. Its reputation, its significance, its existence is almost like people don't even have to know about that city. Muslims, we know the city because it's the city of the Prophet. That's the only reason why Muslims know about this. We do not know Medina for it to be something else, for us to give opportunity, provide jobs, or develop technology, having labs, or developing new weapon. Nothing. Medina is not known for anything except that we know it from religion, our religion, that from 1400 years ago the Prophet was born there and he is buried there. That's the only reason we know about Medina. So the point here is that you have Medina tanking, nobody knows. I mean, if you go and ask anybody on the street, a non-Muslim, what is your opinion about Medina, they'll be like, are you crazy? What are you talking about? Like, what is Medina? Which city is that? But if you ask them about Israel, Jerusalem especially, they will be able to give you a good answer, a better answer at least, if not telling you everything about Jerusalem. But the point here is that Medina, dear sisters, is going down, and this is what was prophesied will take place. Now I will mention to you how this sign of the Mahdi, the start of the Mahdi, has started. Let me listen to this a little bit more.
And then he placed his hand on the knee of Mu'az ibn Jabal,
Okay.
and he said, this is as true as I am touching you, O kama qal.
Yeah.
Umran Bayt al-Maqdis. The hadith begins with Jerusalem. That when Bayt al-Maqdis or Jerusalem is Umran, it's built up, it's flourishing. I would also describe it as it is in a state of ascendancy, it's rising. Kharabu Yathrib.
Okay. So
At that time looked to see Medina.
okay. So now let me explain a little bit more about this. This is something that will happen simultaneously. One hand you have Yathrib going down, on the other hand you have Baitul Maqdis, Israel, what you call, will go up, right? So going up, going down. Now, how the sign has already started. It is obvious. It is right in front of us. The coming of the Mahdi is right in front of us. The Dajjal, Yajuj and Majuj, end of time is right in front of us. When I mentioned to you 2,000 startups in Israel, these 2,000, they did not exist 1 decade ago. Just in the last few years, they have developed this country, the technology, their weapon, and so many things so fast that never happened since this state was created. The point here is that we are seeing a rapid growth of the state of Israel. If you do not see it, look for yourself. When you see a rapid growth of Israel, what you see Medina going down. But what is even more important is Khuruju Malhama. The Malhama is going to appear. When these things will happen, when you see Israel is progressing, there is going to be a Malhama, and with the Malhama, the Constantinople will be conquered, and with that will come who? Dajjal. When Dajjal will come, when the Malhama will take place, and when Constantinople will be conquered, it is that time when the Mahdi will come. And dear brothers and sisters, the sign, when I say in the title, the sign of the Mahdi has already started, I meant do not look any further than the state of Israel to find your answer. Because, very important, a lot of the brothers, they ask me this question: when you think will be the Malhama, when you think this will happen, that will happen, my answer to you is here, right here. Look at them, you will know how far we are. Look at both cities, the Medina and Baitul Maqdis. You will know how far we are. Very important discussion, because a lot of the time we see things right in front of our eyes, but we did not recognize them. We kind of brush it off because it is too available, because of social media, for whatever reason. They are right in front of us. Things are happening right in front of us. We do not recognize. But inshallah, my hope, my effort will be that through this kind of reminder and making videos, we can see those things that we are not able to see. I'll bring inshallah more evidences in the coming days, more signs of the coming of the Mahdi. Final point is that we do not know when he will be here. وَلَا يَعْلَمُ مَا تَقُمُ السَّاعَةُ إِلَّا اللَّهُ. We go back to the hadith. No one knows when the hour will establish except Allah. However, we have to look for the signs so that we are aware of it, and most importantly, we are prepared for it. Jazakallah khair for tuning in. I believe I have some comments here. Verify MNH second. Jazakallah khair for tuning in, brothers and sisters. I'll see you soon again. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.